Hey, what's up, everyone? Long time no see? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Welcome to Silent Podcast where we're anything but silent. We're here on TJ Hates Quitters. Shout out to Carrie. And today we're going to be talking about Challenge USA Season 2 and breaking down the cast. I'm so excited to talk about it. I'm so excited to be with these amazing women. I'm here with my co-host Katie. How are you?
I am so good. We just got done with our first Big Brother Feeds podcast. So shout out to you if you're in this doubleheader with us as a watcher or a listener. But you know what? I keep saying that I'm done with the challenge and they keep pulling me back in somehow. I don't know how I'm still here talking about this, but I'm excited. Again, shout out to Carrie. Carrie and I used to host this together, but she is just a really busy boss ass bitch. So she doesn't have time to do more than one podcast a week. And I totally support her for that. So we have Josie taking over the hosting reins, and I'm so excited to cover this now with Josie.
Yes, and we are here with a guest, an amazing guest. So many podcasts. I mean, oh golly, Sabrina, like, how are ya?
Hi, I'm good. I'm excited to be talking about this again. I feel like last time I talked about the challenge, it might have been USA season 1 cast talking about them. So I think we're kind of coming full circle here again. So I'm excited to talk about the cast. I'm slightly disappointed in the Amazing Race representation this season, but it's fine. We'll talk about it. But I feel like I can never say I'm done with the challenge because I know I'm not going to be ever done with the challenge. So here we are.
Sabrina, it's so good to podcast with you. I feel like it's been so long.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, it's so good to see you.
I want to say the last time I podcasted with you, Katie, was when we were drafting for Big Brother 24.
I think so.
Yeah, so it's been literally like a year, which is crazy. So, but I'm excited to kind of get back into things. Like I'll be doing some more stuff in the fall. So I can't wait. Yeah, I'm excited for this. Yeah.
Well, the vibes are good. The vibes are up. And honestly, we should just get into the cast. So we're going to share a screen for our visual listeners so you guys can follow along. But obviously, we'll try to say the names as often as possible for our audio listeners. And honestly, you guys, it's looking like a great cast. I do feel like I'm a little shocked to see some of the challenge faces come to Challenge USA. I kind of feel like the way it was like presented to us about the Challenge USA was like, this is separate from the challenge. And now we kind of see a migration of the two. How do you guys feel about that?
I think it's kind of weird too. Because whenever they first got announced, I also felt the same, oh wow, we can actually see some people who we wouldn't normally see in the challenge, try it out and see how it goes. And I feel like there is so much more out there that could have been casted for this show, and to have so many people that are previously on actual seasons of the challenge, I think they could have done better with that. But then again, maybe people just didn't want to do it. I mean, that could be most of it, just people who just didn't want to be cast, and so they had to go back to those people who do it all the time.
Yeah, it's kind of weird to me that we have the Tori Deals on this season. We have the Johnny Bananas who are on the regular show. Even Fessy, even Michelle, those people are on the challenge proper. So I would love to keep this casting pool totally separate if we could have accomplished that somehow, especially because some of them were also on the Challenge World Championship or whatever. That season I actually didn't watch. I stuck to my guns on that. But it's okay, how many of these shows are you guys going to be on in a row, and can we get a break from some of you? That's what I really liked about the Challenge USA last time, is that we got to see some of our CBS reality stars compete in the challenge, which was different from their normal show, and now it's just okay, this is weird that we are with a bunch of MTV people.
I kind of just don't understand the decision. What is the rationale behind that decision in migrating the two, especially players like Wes, who's been on All Stars, World Championship, now Challenge USA, the challenge. What is the distinction between the four shows? I just wish as a consumer we understood what that meant and that we stuck to our guns about it, because it's just all confusing, and it's just kind of sad to see. I wish to see other players shine on the challenge. For someone like Tori to be on again, it's just a little.
Please give us a break from Tori. I'm begging. I'm pleading.
Seriously.
I need a break. I need a break from Tori Deal, please.
Absolutely. But we'll talk about her anyways. Yes. But now that we've got that out of the way, we can do our fast breakdown, because There's so many people I want to talk about and get into. Um, okay, so we'll start off with Mr. West. West has been on is a contestant from the Real World Austin, and
Yes.
he's been multiple seasons of the challenge. If I sat here and listed every single season he's been on, we'd be here for an hour. So I'm not gonna do that. But this is the first time that he's on Challenge USA. What are our thoughts on Wes?
I'm a Wes stan. I'm sorry. Like, I am not even gonna apologize for it. I don't know what it is. Like, yes, he's a douche. Obviously, we all know this. But like, I feel like he's one of those rare people who like knows he's a douche and will just kind of like blatantly be like, yeah, like I suck, but I'm also like good at this game. So let me just play this game. And he usually does well every single time, even though people know his game. Like, that's just crazy to me. Like, he always gets far. I think I like him as a character. I do.
I do too. I haven't always in my challenge life been a Wes fan, but as I grow, so does Wes. And I just feel like he is messy in all the right ways. He's fun to watch. He's kind of a challenge staple. I preferred it when he didn't partner up with Johnny Bananas so closely, but you know what? That was a fake rivalry anyway. They were obviously friends behind the scenes. So like, at 100%. Least they're not pretending anymore. I can appreciate that. But I'm excited to see how he interacts with some of the Big Brother people, because on some of the challenge seasons, he specifically the season, was it Total Madness? I don't remember the name, but I think it was the season where Swaggy and Bailey were on, and he's kind of known to reach out beforehand and make these like deals with people, and he was already scheming with the Big Brother people on that season. So I'm excited to see kind of like how he meshes well, and if he goes against some of the traditional challenge folks or if he sticks with them. Like, I'm excited to see where the lines are drawn with Wes.
Yeah.
Wes is definitely someone who kind of adapts, but somewhat says the same sometimes. I have a love-hate relationship with Wes. Like, when he got into it with Davon, I was anti-Wes.
Yes, that's
like,
true.
Yeah, fair.
My bias will always be Davon Rogers, okay? Yes. So, but Wes is a really good player. I'm really interested to see that strategy that he inputs this time in the game. But I think there are a lot of people on this cast who won't necessarily maybe let him slide as much, like a Pauly Calafiore. I know that him and Josh are friends, but they don't really get along in the actual game. So I'm interested to see how he does in this game as a challenge goat in the streets. Anyways, well, aside from West, we have Michaela from Survivor, Queen. Which I'm so excited. So Michaela his first show is Survivor first. She's played twice on Survivor. And then we saw her on the challenge regular ship show. She didn't last long, but
so I think she was out the first week.
Yeah,
probably first or second.
Yeah.
So now she's back. What do we think? Are we on the Michaela train? Do we think she's going to do well this season? What's the tea?
I'm always on the Michaela train. I love Michaela. She's on one of my favorite seasons of Survivor, Millennials versus Gen X. That's where we first saw her with Jay, actually. I think she was like aligned with Jay for a little bit, and then he kind of stabbed her in the back. I don't know if Jay is on this season. We'll have to scroll down and see, because I don't remember. So. I don't think so either. But and she also worked with Cirie in Survivor Game Changers. So shout out to Cirie. And I love Michaela. I think she got a raw deal the last time she was on the challenge. There was like some drama with a note or a letter or something that got her taken out. And I'm excited to see what she can do with some more Survivor allies on her side.
Yeah, I totally forgot about the whole note thing. Like, I literally had to like rack my brain of like, well, how did she even do on that season? But clearly not great. But so hopefully she like can learn from that, and like you said, have more Survivor allies to like back her up. And Jay's not on the season either, so I think she has a better chance. But I think too now that she's done it at least once, like I think she kind of knows a little better like how to play it differently compared to Survivor. So we'll see, because like I like her a lot too. So I hope she does better.
Do you think Michaela's style of gameplay, or at least the way she portrays herself and like being very upfront with her personality and her emotions, do you think it's going to allow her to thrive well this season, or do you think that's going to be instrumental in her downfall?
It's a good question. I think with the cast that we have and how Survivor heavy it is, I'm hoping that, we saw it in the Challenge USA season 1 that Survivor stuck together. Yeah. I'm assuming it's going to be the same this season. I think that's going to help, but I don't know. I think some of the people that we have in the show are like very upfront, like Amanda, for example.
Yes.
But that could be a good thing or a bad thing. Like it could mean like they're upfront and they can work together, or that could mean they clash. I think it's to be seen. I don't have a firm feeling one way or another.
Yeah, I think with her being so upfront, like I think with the rest of the cast, all like you said, kind of being that way, there's a lot of people who are like that who are normally on the challenge. So I feel like it's not going to make her so much a target. I definitely think it can help her align with people who might have the same kind of game strategy. But like you said, it's kind of up in the air. We don't know until day one.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think the challenge allows the space for this type of personality to thrive because it's all about how you do physically. Right. Obviously, there's like elements of like social and like strategy, but the challenge will always be, they call themselves like what, the 7th sport or the 9th sport. I forget what the tagline was.
Like the 5th major sport or something like that.
Wait, who said
Some
that?
BS. Yeah, like
I think Bill Simmons coined that
term,
my God, and then they adopted it. Yeah.
And they were like, absolutely yes. And so they drive it home anytime they can.
That's
regardless,
hilarious.
I think that like that space allows her to do that. I'm interested to see, because she's one of the players who have overlap, like Survivor, but also the challenge. So I'm excited to see how she flourishes, and I'm hoping nothing but the best for her. Speaking of upfront, we have someone who is known to be upfront in person in the Twitter streets and bless. Any podcast or interview he can possibly do. We have Paulie Calafiore. Who jumped? Who's excited to see him? I am. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of am.
I don't know. I can't with him. Like, if
why can't you?
I don't know. I've just never liked him. I'm just gonna be honest.
Fair.
It's like there are some people that like I don't like, but I'm excited to see the mess, and there's people that I just don't like, and he's kind of more for me. I just don't like him. But if he brings drama and mess that's like exciting to watch, then cool. Like I'll change my mind. But
I'm excited to see this menace on television again. He's had a break. He was on the challenge for a while. He was always with Cara Maria. There was a lot of relationship drama. Notably, Cara Maria is not here on this cast.
Are they still together?
They are still together, shockingly.
Wow.
And he's on his own with a lot of Big Brother people, a lot of challenge people. He kind of rides the middle in between. He's from Big Brother originally, but he played a lot of seasons of the challenge. And the man is an actual menace. He is a menace. Absolutely. And I can't wait to see the mess that he brings. I think, a lot of the criticism from last season of Challenge USA is that it was boring and it didn't have a lot of drama. And I think Paulie Calafiore is the perfect casting choice to flip that on its head and give us a little spice. So I'm ready to see what this maniac brings us. I'm not a fan either, but he's going to be good TV.
That's fair.
I'm up. I will never sit here and say I am a stan for Paulie. Like those words will never come across on these streets ever unless I'm held to gunpoint. Like if you guys hear me say that, like please check in on me.
In this.
We'll know you need help.
Please. That's my call for help. Yes. You'll know it's not my Twitter if I say something like that. Anyway, so from last what we saw is like there was like this controversy surrounding him. Maybe Katie, you have a better like idea, or Sabrina, but there was something about him like not being able to compete anymore because like he was banned or something.
Yeah, the rumor was that he was, I don't remember exactly what happened, but he was either posting pictures on like his Instagram story threatening physical violence, or was texting people vague threats of physical violence. I think it was on Instagram, and people complained about him, and he like didn't pass the mental exam. I guess there's a physical exam and a mental exam. He didn't pass the mental exam. That's what I vaguely remember. If anybody in the chat can correct me on details, please do. But there was definitely an issue where like Bananas was uncomfortable. I think Tori probably, because she loves to blow a whistle on people. I think like there's a lot of people that complained and didn't want him on the show because of some of the stuff that he was posting. And then he didn't pass the exam.
Yes, very Abraham, which is kind of ironic.
Yeah.
Think about it with Cara Maria.
Cara Maria has a type.
Oof.
Exactly. Anyways, but I think it's funny that Paulie is now back because of all of that mess. And now he's back with people who are definitely not for him or with him or interested in him. but he's a competitor. When we saw him like compete, he did really well. I think he did a final. He just like sucked at the final and everyone like laughed him off. But
oh my god, yeah. He gassed out.
Yeah.
He gassed out. But I've seen a lot of people gassed out. I will
and
never
it's always
forget,
funny, Zach.
Yeah. LOL. Especially those who talk. Yeah. We got your tea. So I'm excited to see what he brings into this house because he will be a menace and he will be messy. And every show needs a villain. And I love Wes, but he's become somewhat lovable and less of a villain. And so sometimes it's fun to have that one person who's going to give you villain and they know what they're here for and they know the role they have to play. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see this. Do you think Paulie will be the main villain of the season? Call your bets.
Yes.
I gotta look at the rest of this cast.
I think so. Okay. I think so.
I think he will. I don't know how long
he'll be the main male villain. For sure.
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
I think if Paulie and Amanda get along this
season,
because they both are really close to. Well, don't quote me on this. I don't talk to Davon every day, but Paulie's really good with Davon from my knowledge and my understanding, and so is Amanda. And I think, those two could possibly link up. I don't know how Amanda feels about Cara Maria. That's always
not
someone who's
great.
No.
Yeah, so I'm interested to see how Paulie navigates this because I feel like he will always be attached to Cara Maria. Do you agree?
Yeah, I mean, never forget when Amanda told Cara Maria that she hoped her horse dies or something
on
that season. So I definitely don't think they're on good terms. That's for sure.
Oh my God,
and I'm assuming Paulie will have Cara Maria's back in that situation versus teaming up with Amanda.
Yeah.
I have to assume.
Well, moving forward to a next player. This player actually has never been on any challenge franchise, which I'm excited to talk about. The last three have been Cassidy from Survivor. Cassidy Clark, she's playing again. Do any of you have thoughts, feelings, excitement, disappointment? Don't care.
I wonder how quickly this was filmed after her season. Did they just call her as soon as like, hey, you were in the finals. Let's go on Survivor CB or Challenge USA or whatever. I don't know. I didn't dislike her on Survivor, but I wasn't a huge fan of her either. I was just kind of okay, she did good, but I wasn't a raging stan or anything. But I hope that she can bring what she had to get to the finals in Survivor to do well in the challenge. But I really can't say. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Cassidy's interesting casting to me. I think that season of Survivor, I believe it was 43. Yeah, because 44 just is the one that we just watched. Was an interesting season. I won't spoil the winner, but it was a confounding winner for a lot of us. I think a lot of us thought Cassidy had the winner edit, and then we were duped at the very end. And completely. She was better physically on Survivor than I thought she would be.
Yeah.
But her personality didn't stand out a ton to me. I remember her being kind of quiet. So I don't know. I'm interested to see how she does. I'm medium on Cassidy, but it'll be interesting to see her in a new environment.
Yeah.
To me, she's kind of interchangeable. I mean, but that's coming from me. I'm sure they're the Cassidy stands in the Survivor from the Survivor streets that I was on.
Yeah, hardcore.
They are up. And they riot at dawn for Cassidy every chance they get. I mean, if you look at her stats, from what I remember, she has 6 challenges wins. I don't know if that includes. That's great. I think those are also with her tribe, but I could be wrong. But it could be individual. And she has 6 wins.
She had at least 1 or 2 individual immunity wins, if I remember correctly.
She did.
So she has a physical prowess, and she was strategic. She was second runner up, 26 days on Survivor. Let's be real. I love the challenge. I love Big Brother, but 26 days in the wilderness is no feat. Let's be serious. And she has this physical ability to, and I'm assuming she has a strategy behind her. So I'm interested to see because she's kind of fresh. There's nothing to her that I'm interested to see how open she will be to other people, or if she'll stick with Survivor, or if she'll just be there. Because I think the cast is stacked, and I don't think she really gave too much for me to relate to in Survivor. So maybe she'll like make a fan out of me. Maybe I'll see why the stands go crazy for Survivor in the challenge this season.
Yeah.
Well, let's move on to the Amazing Race. We have Louise. How do you say his name? I don't Louise. Okay.
Yeah.
I personally don't know who this man is, so I'm gonna pass the reins to our Survivor expert,
Amazing
Miss
Race.
Ma'am Sabrina. Like Amazing Race. Oh my God, what did I
say? Survivor. Anyways, it's okay. You have Cassidy on the brain.
Can you tell me you've been podcasting for a few hours?
Yeah, we've been talking a lot.
Anyways, the Amazing Race expert. Like, what's the tea about him?
Okay, literally the fact that I wrote notes about these people.
I love it.
Please, that's so good.
Okay, so Luis, he was on season 34 of The Amazing Race, which is the most like current one. Like 35 is coming up, but 34 like just happened.
The one with Derek and Claire?
Yes.
Okay.
So he was on their season. He placed third with his wife, Michelle. I remember them being like really cute, really fun. They're actually like a pretty decent team. Obviously they got third, but they won like 3 legs on the race, which is like pretty big deal. They were pretty physical. They did really well in all those challenges. So I could see him doing well physically in these challenges. Like I could actually see him like getting pretty far. He wasn't like a very like cutthroat person. So I don't know how he's going to go through like the political side of things, to be honest. Like there's obviously not a lot of political strategy in Amazing Race. There are occasionally like times where alliances will happen, but it's never like to the degree of like the challenge, like to where people are actually like cutting each other and like trying to get people out. But yeah, physically, I think he'll do good in the challenges. Like, I don't know who he would align with. There's only one other Amazing Race person this season, so I don't know if they're just going to automatically team up. And then I don't know if they're going to pick a side, like go with the Big Brother people or the Survivor people. Like, I don't know what their plan is going to be for that. I just feel like last season, it was kind of the same thing. They were just so underrepresented. There was like, 3 people last time? And they were always like kind of on the outs of everything. So I'm hoping that at minimum, he'll find his way into a bigger alliance that'll help him. But yeah, he might have to rely mostly on his like physical strength, which he would do good with. So we'll see.
Do you think he was personable?
Yeah, no, he was like super nice. Like him and his wife are really cute. Like I think they like got along with everybody and they seemed like they're nice people. So I could see him like at least getting himself into some kind of alliance. Like maybe not so much with his other Amazing Race person, but I think he could do well, like with personality wise.
I wonder why they choose to only cast very few people from The Amazing Race and kind of underrepresent that show.
I don't understand that either, because like I mean that show has been on for as long as Survivor, as long as Big Brother. So like there is a humongous casting pool,
and it's like consistently Emmy nominated, right? Like that's one of the more prestige reality shows.
Yes,
so and every
won
season
like several
has
Emmys in a
pairs
row.
of people. Yeah, it just feels like they should have a bigger pool to choose from. It seems
so
like,
many
and
people.
It's weird that they set them up almost like for.
Yes.
I don't want to say for failure, but they definitely give them a more difficult road to
100%.
succeed when they're against all of these people from different shows who can all team up together.
Yes. And like I was thinking about that today when I was looking them like all like their information up, and I was like, why? Like there's so many people even for like the last couple seasons. Like there was these twins, Emily and Molly from last season, who like also would have killed it. Like they were very physical, like they were really smart, like really personable. And then there was a girl from season 33 who I could see going in. Like there was like I was listing people off in my head. I was like, these people could definitely be on this show. Like why were they not contacted? And my only thought is that with The Amazing Race, it's definitely more like scattered in age. Like it's not so much like 30-year-olds that are doing it. Like it is definitely, a lot older people like on average are doing The Amazing Race. So I could see people who maybe could have been a good fit or maybe just say no or like are afraid of injury or whatever, because it's not quite as intense as like a Survivor or even the challenge, of course. So I could see that maybe being the reason. But even then, like I think there's always at least 1 or 2 teams on every season who could definitely hold up to a challenge competition. So I hope that if they continue this show, like that they'll be more like interested in doing that. But I'll take what I can get.
Honestly, I'm curious what you think, because obviously DX and Claire were on his season of Amazing Race, and obviously DX and Claire are not on the cast.
Which also makes no sense to me because they like dominated last season of The Amazing Race. I think
holy shit, killed it.
It was incredible. Like, so I also like would love for them to be on the cast because like they would make so much sense being cast. Like Big Brother, and they fell in love and they won race. Why can't they be on the challenge? I know DX was on before, but still, like, they need to get them back on there, and they would do fine.
Do you think there's a possible connection between Luis and like the Big Brother players, because he has a affiliation? I mean, you know how people do in LA. From what I've seen, is they hang out, they connect, and this person knows that person. Do you think he might gravitate towards Big Brother possibly?
I would say if he had to choose one, I could see that happening. Like, I could see maybe like DX Sinclair giving him like, hey, like, these people like stick with, or these people to avoid. Like, he might have asked them for advice, especially DX, since he was on the challenge before. The only thing is that I don't know if they are still there, but they were from Miami, so I don't know if they have like been to LA to like even speak with anybody from the Big Brother or anything like that. So, but I could see that being the direction that they go. Because of a little bit of connection he has from there.
Well, we're excited. I feel like he has also that same clean slate that we were talking about with Cassidy, and I'm excited to see how these new players go into it. I hope they're not naive. That's the thing that pisses me off. It's like, come on, do your homework at least.
Yeah.
So I hope they did their research. But connections last. In and out, people who've played, who haven't played. Speaking of connections, we have someone who was with someone who was on the Challenge USA last year or last season, I would say. We have Tyler Crispin, a Big Brother player, Big Brother season 20. He is the runner-up to Casey, who is very much known in the Challenge streets. What are our thoughts with this man?
I am intrigued. I'm intrigued. The last time we saw Tyler, it was not his best showing. It was on Big Brother 22. Some may call it All Stars. I don't subscribe to that narrative.
No, some stars.
Not
small
all.
Stars. And he was deep in his relationship with Angela at the time. They have since broken up. They were engaged. They are no longer engaged. She's with a Tyler lookalike now, who's like German or something.
Weird. Why does that happen all the time? That happens all the time. I don't understand. It's like, I feel like every like reality person goes to somebody who looks exactly like their ex.
It's
very
interesting.
It's so weird.
But he, he was a pretty major player in Big Brother 20. He arguably should have won the season, depending on
100% should have won that season. 1,000% should have won that season.
I mean, some can say it's a bitter jury. Some can say it's jury management. I subscribe to that. He had poor jury management, and that is why he didn't win. Never mind a bitter jury. But I think, everybody was excited to see him back on Big Brother 22, and then he kind of just flopped a little bit. I think the reason for that was because Casey was supposed to be on and Josh was supposed to be on Big Brother All Stars, and they both tested positive for COVID, so they were not able to go on. And it seemed like that just kind of threw him off a little bit. He was very closely aligned with Casey in the house. She was like his number one, aside from Angela, his showmance at the time. So this is really the first time we're going to see him play without anybody, like without the Angela thing in the background, because they're broken up, and without Casey and a kind of a big group around him. So I'm very interested to see how he does. He's a very strategic player. He was entertaining to watch in Big Brother 20. You either loved him or you hated him. Let's see if he can bring that energy back. I'm interested. But it seems like on Big Brother 22, he kind of just like threw his hat and was like, I'm done with this. Like, I'm ready to leave. He had a pretty controversial situation with Bailey and Devon. We don't have to get into it now, but like, if you're interested, we can in the chat. But I don't know. I'm interested to see what he does. I don't know what we're going to get from him. We've seen many different sides of Tyler, so I just am curious to see which one we get on the challenge. We also see him making out with Alyssa in the trailer, which I'm not here for. So.
Oh, wait, seriously? Oh, shit.
Dude,
I didn't see that. No.
I was going to touch on that, but I'm glad you mentioned it. Yeah.
I'm not here for that.
Oh, absolutely not.
I was like, we've seen everything. Like, why are you always in a showmance every time you're on a show? Like, can
seriously, just
like,
chill out, bro.
Can you not be single and not focus on? Anyways, maybe that's what gets him in the sauce. What about you, Sabrina?
Lord,
how do you feel?
That's actually a good call, Katie, about how like that'll be his first time really competing without those extra factors. So I'm kind of interested in that too, to see if anything changes. But I mean, clearly, apparently not really with this trailer situation.
Hopefully he lasts 11 seconds for Alyssa. I know she's used to 10 with Kyle. So hopefully at least she gets 11 out of Tyler. Hopefully there's no floaties in the challenge house.
Lord. Lord have mercy. Someone better
so
gross.
Sorry,
that was so
yeah.
good. I'm speaking. So Tyler, obviously I want to break him down a little bit more, but Tyler played season 20 and obviously was close with Casey, and we talked about how he was on 22. And I just feel like the challenge, Big Brother universes, and the links with the players they choose to play with or like connect with are like ridiculous, because Tyler and Bailey had issues. That was a common theme on both of their season. And for example, Wes is really close with Bailey and Swaggy C. So I could see Wes, the pregame guy he is, go and reach out to these people and be like, what's the deal with Tyler? I could see that for sure happening. But Tyler is connected to other people, in the sense Casey, who's been on the show, but through Casey and Nany, I imagine that they've hung out and they've connected. And Nany is a challenge pillar in this new modern time, whether you like it or not. And she's connected to several people on this cast again, like a Johnny. So it's Tyler has these weird mutual friends, is what I'll call it, because I don't know what the middle person, whatever you term we're going to coin. And so I'm curious if pre-gaming will be a big part of this game, because everyone has a friend of a friend or a friend, like same thing with Josh, like Josh and Casey connected, and I'm sure they pre-gamed for All Stars, and now Casey's not on the show, but Josh and Tyler are probably in chats and in cahoots.
Oh yeah.
But Josh also has bad blood with other people. So Tyler's in this really weird position where it's like, yes, you have a clean slate, but you're also connected to all these people who are connected to the show. Even his ex-girlfriend, she played the Challenge USA. She was a beast. She killed that season.
Yeah, she was great.
You like her or not. So, you know, I don't know if people are going to be like, well, I don't know how they ended things between the two of them, but like, let's say it didn't end really well. He might get a target on his back because people are like, well, I'm riding with your ex-girlfriend.
I don't think she made a lot of friends in that first season.
She didn't, but the people she did make friends with are people who lasted very long.
That's
like
true.
A Tyson or
Alyssa.
Yeah. So I'm interested to see, and he's Big Brother. Like it's a lot. Like he has a lot of.
Fessy's on this cast.
Yep.
They were in the season together.
Yep.
On the opposite sides of the house, but they still played together.
Who flipped?
Who flipped?
Who flipped? So I feel like he I feel like Tyler has so much I don't want to say drama, but so much links and connections via someone else.
He's got a lot going on
compared to other people who've never been on the Challenge franchise. So I'm interested to see if he has the upper advantage or the upper leg compared to these people who have clean slates and who are kind of like open agents to everyone. Mm-hmm. Next person, not the biggest fan. Mm-hmm. Insert clip of her rapping here. We have Tori.
I can't.
I literally forgot about that video until somebody put it on my timeline like 2 weeks ago, and I was like, no.
Someone clip it like, like, oh my god, ick. We have Tori Deal. Tori Deal came from Are You the One? Me and Sabrina have kikied over Are You the One before. That's where I met Tori, and ironically, I really liked Tori from Are You the One.
Okay, listen, I loved Tori on Are You the One, and I actually liked her when she first started the challenge. She like totally changed her personality when she started dating Jordan, and it was downhill from there. Like that was the moment where it was just done for me. Like she just, I don't know what it was, but I just don't. Yeah, I don't care for her anymore.
Were you, Katie? Were you into the Are You the One universe, and were you into Tori, or did you just meet her through the challenge?
I met her through the challenge. I was not, unfortunately, in the Are You the One universe, but I feel like I need to go back and get versed in it because I know I would love it. Plus, I love Nelson, so you know I have to see Nelson's origin story. Yeah, but this person, I will say, if I have nothing nice to say, I will say nothing at all. And I know she's very like into posting about her lawyers. So if she ever comes across this podcast, I don't want her to get sick her lawyers on us the same way that she did to Amanda for saying that she's roided out. So I'll keep my lips zipped on this one.
Sabrina, are you in your no comment era as well on Miss Tori Deal?
I mean, after that, probably.
I mean, here's the thing. One thing about me, I'm going to say what I say. I don't care about the lawyers, and I'll say
I don't actually care.
Tori Deal, boring, the house down boots. The fact that she is a challenge champ, I think that season was rigged. I'm sorry, Devin and Tori, your challenge champs. Be serious. Let's look
like those. Yeah, like started was like you. Oh my god.
I
can't.
I'm sorry, that was Nelson's season to win. I'm sorry, that was Nelly T's season.
Oh man.
He was robbed.
One thing about Nelly T, he will be robbed. I hope he's doing well, and I don't know.
Yeah, shout out to Nelly T.
Oh, I know.
I think he is still in recovery. He's been posting a lot on his Instagram. Love to Nelly T.
Curse to him. Yeah, Tori pre-games, meta games, does all the gaming before the actual show. I'm kind of sad that Jordan can't like stress her out a little bit. Because I kind of live for it sometimes. But yeah, I just feel like Tori's played so many of these games so many times back to back to back. Like, I feel like we're oversaturated with Tori content.
Yeah.
And it's like, I just like, she was like the one person I didn't want on this cast. Like, no shade to her. Like, the challenge, go at it. But the Challenge USA, like, if she steps foot in All Stars, I will lose it. And I will contact my lawyers to sue. Quite frankly, I don't know what she's here, but she's here. I hope she doesn't do well. Seriously, no offense to her.
Here's the thing with Tori, and I think this is also why I really don't like Cara Maria. Well, there's a lot of reasons I don't like Cara Maria, but one of the reasons I don't like Cara Maria is that this show is their entire life and personality. There's people on the show that have lives outside of the show, and then there's people on the show who make the show their entire life and personality, and like they're pre-gaming off the show, they're going on vacations with people on the show to make alliances, and all they're doing is like planning for the next season of the show, and those are the people that should not be on this show. Like, that is too much.
Going on vacation to make alliances for a future season. Like, holy shit.
Yeah, it's too much.
That's wild. That is wild.
Get a literal life and get off my TV, please.
I just hope that like someone clocks her, preferably someone I like Michaela. Like, if Michaela starts dragging Tori, I would live for it. I'll be sat, popcorn in hand, just enjoying everything happening. I feel like that's one of my predictions. Someone's gonna get into it with Tori, preferably an Amanda or a Michaela, and I'll just get my life.
That's what I'm hoping.
I can see it.
Next, we have the Banana Man, Mr. Johnny Bananas. Johnny Bananas is one of the other people on this cast. I feel the exact same way, like Wes.
Literally the exact same way. I can't. I'm over it. I'm beyond over it.
The only thing I'll say about Johnny Bananas is that he sometimes is entertaining television. Only sometimes.
Oh yeah, for
sometimes.
Sure. A very small percentage of the time, where Tori is 0% entertaining.
Real. I think here's the thing. Johnny's been on the challenge for as long as dinosaurs have been extinct. Like, he's been here. He's
not that.
He's been here. I'm surprised he's still here. But he is the Challenge USA. But why?
Yeah. It's like they're I just am still upset that there's people like this that are on Challenge USA. Like, there's so many other people you could choose from. Like, why are we filling with this? Why are we doing this?
I can understand. I know a lot of the conversation last season from true challenge fans was like that this is not a real season, blah, blah, blah. It was boring. It was too focused on the competitions and not enough drama. So if they want to bring people in from the MTV world to watch this on CBS or Paramount or whatever it's called, I can understand bringing in the people like the West, like the Johnny Bananas. I don't know who's showing up for Tori, but I guess she's a name. Like, I get it if they're trying to build a bridge between the shows, but there's other people. There's a CT, there's Darrell, there's Laurel, there's other people that are much more entertaining.
Yes.
That are not just like obnoxious. But Johnny Bananas, I feel like, is like the most obvious choice. If they're bringing people in, he's the biggest star on the challenge for some reason. So you got to bring him in. I mean, if that's what their goal is, that's what their goal is. But I don't know. He's kind of a flop in his 40s.
Here's the thing. Like, I'm glad you kind of mentioned the fact that he's a flop. He's gone home, or he's either won or he's gone home, like very early on. And I just feel like when people like Johnny and Wes come on the show, they have the best thing that you can have. experience.
Mm-hmm.
And the Challenge USA was supposed to be a baseline or kind of like a reset.
Yeah.
I feel like Challenge USA is like the fresh meat seasons, but they're on a different network and different people. But again, fresh meat, it's like a reset. So when they bring in people who've been there and like oversaturated, because like I guess like again, it's like mixed messaging. And Johnny Bananas is someone who, you know, brings the entertainment. So I'm excited to see if he'll be first boot or not or if he'll stay there for long. I feel like if you're Tori or a Wes or Johnny, part of me just doesn't want you to win this season of Challenge USA. Do you agree?
100%.
Should someone new just be winning the Challenge USA?
100%.
Totally.
Mm-hmm. But we'll see how it goes. Johnny is an advocate for anti-Big Brother. Do you think he's keeping that agenda on the CBS network?
Probably. More likely.
Yeah, I can't imagine that he would switch it up.
Yeah, I mean, with this Big Brother casting too, like I'm okay with that. Like,
yeah, same.
God.
So I'm interested. Do you think he will be working closely with Wes again?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, probably. I feel like it'd be weird for him to like kind of keep flip-flopping back and forth.
I think all the challenge people are going to stick together, except for probably Paulie, because he's not a true challenge person. He's more of a Big Brother person, and he doesn't really get along historically with Bananas. Although I have seen pictures of them hanging out together with like his arm around Paulie. So like, who knows if that's changed. And Amanda, because she has just a lot of negative history with a lot of these people. So I could see her jumping ship to just like anybody, which I'm excited about. So yeah, I think he's going to stick with Wes for sure.
Well, we're going to move on to Michelle Fitzgerald. Michelle Fitzgerald. That's a full name. Was on Survivor.
Winchell Fitzwinner.
Yeah, she's
legend.
a Survivor. She's a Survivor winner.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll put some respect on her name. However, I feel like in the challenge verse, which if we're gonna break it down, we need to break it down. She has not had that luck. It just feels like every time she's on the show, she has some opposition, and she usually ends up being like the person that everyone in the house turns on.
Yes.
So an example is like her beef with like Lauren on the regular challenge show. I forget what season it was. Laurel, like the last season with her and Michelle.
That was I guess that was the last real season of the challenge.
Was it?
Yes.
I don't remember the name of it.
I don't remember either.
Ride or Die?
Was it Ride or Die?
Yes, Ride or Die. Correct. Because that's the purple. Yes.
She's partnered with Jay.
That's interesting as well. We'll put a pin on the Jay point. But she just like doesn't get along with the challenge people. And I don't know what it is, but like the two of them don't mesh. And now she's coming into the Challenge USA representing Survivor ? Representing the challenge ?
Yeah.
I think Survivor.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think? What do you think of her potential?
Yeah, I don't know why she like gets targeted so quickly, so like early on in the games, because like I don't feel like she ever does anything to like make herself a target like that. Like, I don't know, maybe it's just personalities don't mix. I don't get it though.
Last season on the challenge, she and Jay were an absolute mess of a team, and they won 2 weeks in a row, and they made two terrible decisions on who to throw into the elimination. And then that just made them a target for everybody in the house. Like, they were just very strategically awful, and they did not play the political game very well. So I totally understand why they were targeted last time, and they were targeted in a big way. I don't know if you guys watched the season or if you remember the elimination where everybody was cheering
against
her
and
giving everybody else. Yeah, that was a mess.
Yes.
So I definitely think she's, based on the people who are challenge veterans here, I think she's going to align with Survivor. There's way more Survivor people on this season. Survivor like outweighs everybody on this season and last season.
Yes.
I don't see why she wouldn't go back to her roots. I don't think she's made those really good connections yet with people on the challenge, although now she's becoming more of like a challenge person than a Survivor person, just because she hasn't played since, well, she played Winners at War, but I guess that was kind of a while ago now at this point. 4 seasons ago.
Yeah, so that's Michelle's really interesting to me because we have her connection. So, for example, she's connected to Jay, and Jay and Johnny Bananas. Hey Morgan, they don't really get along.
That's right.
And
That's
Morgan
right.
is big brother. Come on, Lynx, and they were on X on the beach. Like it's giving the metaverse.
Literally the multiverse. Oh my god.
Yep.
The multiverse. But Michelle also and Michaela, I can't remember. I think they were both on the challenge at the same time.
They were.
Yes.
I think that was their first season for both of them.
Yes.
I don't think they were on good terms. Am I wrong to assume that?
I don't remember them working well together.
Yeah.
But Michaela went out so early, and Michelle was also targeted really early that season, so I don't really remember a ton. But I do think she has a good relationship with Nany. That much we know. I think that was like a pretty big storyline the last season that she was on the challenge, which obviously Nany and Johnny were partners.
Yep.
Maybe she'll be close with him. I don't really know. It seemed like he really doesn't like Jay, though, obviously, as you said, Josie. And I think, I don't know, that could carry over to his relationship with Michelle. I don't think he ever really trusted her.
I'm interested to see. I feel like Michelle's such a good player that I wish she didn't do the other challenge franchises. Because I feel like they just have this stigma against her. And like, she's either going to have to like kiss butt like crazy and like kiss the ring to like for like someone like Tori to like do well in like the challenge or something. But the challenge, you would say, kind of gives her a little bit more freedom, a little bit more of the ability to connect with other people. And I think her issue is that she was playing a Survivor game in the challenge house with people who aren't Survivor-esque. Like it's a whole set of rules for each game that you play. And players who play 1 or 2 need to adapt to those set of rules and how that show works.
Yeah.
And so now I'm glad that she has still this challenge mindset, this challenge house with Survivor players who play like Survivor, but also has some knowledge of the challenge way or the challenge politics. So I'm excited to see where you go. Do you think she'll be the first to leave, maybe in the middle, or do you think she'll be like in the finals? What is your hypothesis?
I think she'll make a decent run here just because of how many survivors are here, and if they all band together, which I assume they will because they did last season, and they mostly stuck to it, except for really, Tyson and Sarah didn't really get along, and Tyson and Ben. I think she'll at least make it to the midway, but you never know. You never know.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
It also depends on how, like, the layout of the season. Are they going to be teams? Are they all playing individually? How are they deciding who goes in? Like, I don't know that we know any of that yet. So I think it all depends.
I heard it might be teams. Because when I was looking on the variety site, like to say like who, like what seasons people were on, it was saying like they were put on the red team or the green team. So like
interesting.
So there might be up to a couple. I don't know if it's just 2 teams or a couple teams. I don't know. But
I love a team season.
Yeah, so that might be the vibe.
The promo images we got were 3
that's right. They were teams. That's right.
Yeah. But I'm
okay,
curious.
So I guess it depends on what team she ends up on, which I guess we can pull up later. We can see where everybody.
But the thing is also is like sometimes the format will stay one way and then they'll flip it one halfway of the season.
The challenge loves to change the rules halfway through.
God, there's so many freaking twists
they
for no
love
reason.
To like switch it up. Like you thought you knew the rules that we've outlined in your contract and stuff like that.
Just kidding.
Do you think Survivor loves a twist?
Well,
watch the challenge.
Well, watch the challenge. Exactly. We'll jump into one of the players I'm the most excited to see.
Me too.
This person is from the challenge, but her original show was
Are You the One?
Are You the One?
Mm-hmm.
Which is so funny if you think about it, like Amanda on Are You the One?
You need to watch. If you haven't watched it, you need to watch it.
You need to watch it because Amanda is Amanda times 30 with some alcohol.
She's the same chaos. It's
So we have Amanda from Are You the One? How do we feel?
I'm excited for the chaos that she's doing. I feel the same way about her that I do about Polly, except I actually do like Amanda, where I don't really like Polly, but she always brings it. She's always great TV. She's a menace in the best way. She's messy. She hates Tori, which I love in a person. So I just can't wait to see like what she's going to do. I have no idea what to expect. She's also a badass and she actually is really good at challenges. So she's a force and I just love watching her on TV.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited for the mess. I'm excited for, I know there's gonna be some kind of fight somewhere, so I'm excited for that, just for the purpose of being entertained. I don't love her, but I do love the chaos that she brings. So yes, I'm also excited to see her.
I feel like with the pool of the challenge casts that we usually get, I just automatically have to love Amanda.
Yeah.
Whether I agree with her or not. Like, it's just a lot of the times, no offense, the challenge cast sucks. And so when you see Amanda or a Laurel, you get excited because you're like, first of all, a breath of fresh air.
Yes.
Second of all, people who provide entertainment, whether you like them or not. Like, and so if they were looking for the drama, if the challenge viewers, the Challenge USA viewers were complaining about no drama, lo and behold, you got your prayers answered.
Here it is.
Amanda has fought with maybe 90% of the cast that she's already interacted with.
Dude, it's so true.
First of all, I'm pretty sure she's argued with Wes. I'm pretty sure she's argued with Paulie. I'm pretty sure she's argued with, obviously Tori. They're going at it in the Twitter streets in front of everyone, talking about lawsuits and steroids and this, that, and the third. Johnny Bananas she's gotten into with. Like, there is no one on this cast. And even like people she's like kind of hooked up with or flirted with, like Josh and Amanda had this weird thing going on.
So weird. What was
and
that?
her
She used to be, oh my god, and her and Michelle.
Fessy and Michelle had a there was like a love triangle.
Ooh,
okay, I'm ready for this.
Like, Amanda is the catalyst of menace. Like,
yes,
if there was, oh my god, like, we're in for a treat, y'all. Like, we're in for a treat. Amanda has nothing to lose. If you like players who literally feel like they have nothing to lose, she's your girl.
Yeah, Amanda's your
girl. She lives day to day in those games. Like, people in these games often think, a day or like a week or a month in advance. Amanda goes day to day. What can I do to make things crazy? Yeah. So I'm excited for her. You guys, if you've never seen the challenge before, if you've never seen Are You the One, she's one to look out for if you're into the mess. And God knows I am. So keep your eye out for her.
Yes.
Fun times. It'll be excellent. Okay. Yes. We have someone I also don't recognize. This is Amazing Race, right?
Amazing Race.
My last Amazing Race person.
Oh my God. Dusty Harris. The only other Amazing Race individual on this cast. Yo.
It's a sad time.
Sabrina, what can you tell us?
The saturation.
So he was on season 33. So he was 2 seasons ago on Amazing Race, and his teammate was like his best friend. So it was like a very bro team that they have usually at least one on every season of the Amazing Race. So no real like other connections for him and his teammate on Amazing Race. They didn't have any alliances or anything. So like I have no idea how he'll do politically. Like no freaking clue. But they also did really good. They also got 3rd place on their season. They won 3 legs. Yeah, the only thing that kind of like stopped them up was like the last episode. Like they got kind of in trouble with like just a general clue issue. So like I don't know if maybe he'll have a hard time with puzzles. I don't know. But yeah, he's literally a wild card. Like I have no idea at all like who he's going to team up with or how he's going to do on that end. No idea.
Interesting.
Yeah, so he's definitely up in the air for me.
He's not like Luis, who has like a connection to like a mutual friend situation.
Nothing.
To our knowledge, right?
Yeah, he has like no other connections. So that's why I'm kind of like curious to see how he'll do. Like I have a feeling more than likely he'll try to team up with Luis and then go from there with Luis's connections. But yeah, he has no other outstanding connections to this cast.
Interesting.
He's a wild card. Yeah.
Completely.
I hope he's down for the chaos though.
I hope so too.
Me too.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right.
Well,
moving on.
Well, good luck to you.
Moving forward. I don't think he'll probably last long because he's on Amazing Race.
Yeah, unfortunate.
Yeah.
But we're moving on to Survivor. Chanel Howell. Like, I don't know if Isaiah's still in the chat, but
I know Isaiah's a stan.
Yes.
Like it's no one's business. So she played season 42. She lasted 16 days. And ultimately she won 4 challenges. Again, not sure if that includes immunities or not, but she is physical and I don't
think she made it past the merge. So that was definitely all tribe.
Oh, All Tribe. Yeah.
I don't
so
think.
Then,
or did she?
I don't remember. Jury?
I think she was a jury.
Yeah, she might have been like first juror.
I think so. I think she was first juror.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but she's known to have strategy. I remember thinking she was robbed when I watched Survivor. And so I'm excited to see what she brings. She's definitely physical. I've seen the videos of her on Twitter talking about her training. She looks like she's ready to beast.
Hell yes.
Out. What are your thoughts? What are your feelings on that, Chanel?
I think Chanel's an icon. Yeah. I really like Chanel. She was like a little bit of a menace on her season 2 of Survivor. Like she was definitely playing people and, you know, being a little messy, which I love, especially on Survivor, because I don't feel like we get so much of that. Like I love an Agent of Chaos. I'm excited to see what she's going to bring to the challenge. She's great.
Yeah.
She's just a good personality.
Yeah, exactly. Like she seemed like really cool, and like I liked how she played on Survivor, and like she did decently well to make it to jury. So yeah, I'm really excited for her. Like she looks like she's definitely physically fit and like ready. So I can't wait for her. She's gonna be great.
Plus, she comes from the org community originally. We always have to root for most of the org. We have to root for most of the org people, not all, but she is one that we will be rooting for.
Yes,
absolutely. Those are our roots, always and forever.
Yeah,
exactly, exactly. I hope she does well. I think I could see her working with like a Michaela for sure closely. I could see her also teaming up with the Big Brother people as well.
Yeah. I believe she's good friends with Kemi.
Is she?
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know that Kemi has any connections with this cast. Obviously, she played Big Brother 21. There's no one from Big Brother 21 on this season, and even if there were, I don't think she fucks with most of them outside of Jessica anyway. So, but I don't know.
Well, speaking of Big Brother, we have Ameerah. I'll keep my comments for the very end on Ameerah, but Ameerah played season 24 this last season. She was a pre-jury.
Third boot?
Yeah, or second boot.
I don't know. I mean, she made a big deal about working for Google when she was in the Big Brother house. So I have to assume that she maybe doesn't work for Google anymore if she's going to be on the challenge too. Like, I don't know that Google's giving time off to people like this. She's just not my favorite. I know there's been like somewhat of a redemption arc for her after the season because Taylor forgave her and like has been seen with her and whatever. And I think Tiffany and Chada have hung out with her in the past and like she's part of that crew, but not for me. I don't forget what we saw in the feeds those first few weeks of Big Brother 24.
Yeah.
So I'm not rooting for her personally.
Same.
Well, here's what I'll say. I think Ameerah did a lot on Big Brother to end up being third boot. I think there was a lack of accountability. And you know what? It's all Taylor's place to accept apologies. Yes. It happened to her. What I don't like and what I'm not a fan of is the Ameerah erasure, especially what I see on Twitter.
Yeah.
Sue me. I'm going to call y'all out. Y'all act like she was wrong, that she didn't do anything wrong, that she was perfect and that circumstances happened and now you're ready to see her.
Who the hell was saying that?
Yeah, she has her
everywhere
stands.
On Twitter. Her stands. There are the Cassidy stands, the Ameerah stands, they're up and they ride. And you know, props to y'all if y'all can see past her behavior. I can't as a dark-skinned Black woman who, if I was in the house, would have been excited to see someone like Ameerah on the cast with me. Like, just, I can't sit here in good faith and be like, oh, I'm so excited. Obviously, the challenge is a new platform for her, but I'm not going to sit here and act like she was just on the Big Brother house and she had no impact and like blah, blah, blah. Like, no, her impact in the game and the behaviors that happened in the Big Brother house are not tolerable and should not be accepted.
Mm-hmm.
And now she's able to go on another platform, expand her platform. And if we're doing a breakdown, we have to call it like we see it. Again, we're anything but silent. So I'm not going to stand here and being silent. Like, her behavior was disgusting. And she gets along with Tiffany and Hannah, who was an alternate for this season of the show.
Mm-hmm.
So she was on site from my knowledge. And also Joseph, who was also on the show, and Monty is on the show as well. So Monty and Ameerah are on the same cast. And I think they got to kind of like skate. and Alyssa. And I think Amira got to skate by and not really deal with the repercussions like other people. She also didn't make such a fool of herself. She did in the beginning, but other people made bigger fools of themselves. That kind of like turned the light away from her. So I hope she's grown from the experience. Humans can change, but I won't forget. And I'm not rooting for Amira as much as everyone else wants to forgive her. Like I don't know her personally, but I mean, come on now. Like Amira, like
I am so grateful that on my Twitter feed I've never seen one Amira stan in my life, and so I'd like to keep it that way.
Keep it that way.
Yeah.
When they all start following you, it's over.
Yeah.
No, good thing I'm on private, bitches.
Well, speaking of Big Brother, we have to talk about Alyssa Lopez, not to be confused with Alyssa.
Okay, how are they going to say that? Are they going to say like Alyssa L and Alyssa S, or like how are they?
I'm sure.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess.
Sure
or maybe one will go by like Liz or Allie or something annoying. I don't know. I'm just assuming.
So Alyssa played or was in Big Brother season
23.
Season 23.
Yes.
And she also was on the Challenge USA, but we saw her betray people from the cookout on her same season. Like
yes, that's right. And Xavier.
And Xavier, and she had no mercy for it. Even during while the show was airing, she was changing her profile pictures. I think her last profile picture that I have witnessed was the Megamind. And now she's back. What are her thoughts on Alyssa Lopez?
I mean, the way she moved last season was very interesting. I think she got a lot of backlash, rightfully so, for the way that she acted on the season. She aligned really closely with Angela, who had also had some problematic views and comments on Big Brother live feeds in the past, which Alyssa actually, I don't think she did on her season have anything on like Big Brother 23. She acted very much like she was down for the Cookouts cause and, their message. And then once she got on the challenge, her and Derek X kind of changed their tune a little bit, which was weird. And I don't know. I mean, I was hoping to give them the benefit of the doubt that it was like put on for the show, but it seemed like based on some of the Twitter comments, that wasn't necessarily the case. So we'll see who she plays with this season. I don't really, I mean, she did perform well last season. I will say she was pretty good on the show. But personally, she's just not really my favorite. She was kind of furniture in Big Brother. And then last season, she kind of like turned, I didn't have a negative kind of like feeling toward her coming out of Big Brother, but last season she just left a bad taste in my mouth. So we'll see what happens this season. Maybe she'll atone for her sins.
Yeah, we'll see.
Alyssa did play last season, and she did have some issues with people who are still on the cast this season, like Tiffany. I don't know if they've resolved it off air, but
Janelle says that they've mended fences postseason.
Okay,
so
that's what's interesting. I'm curious who's playing the game and is deciding to have clean slates or carry things. Like, for example, Alyssa last season, everyone thought the slate was clean. Everything was good. We were starting from zero. And she carried it into the season, and she got Tiffany. So I'm curious if Tiffany, for example, will still be good with her, but will probably, tit for tat kind of situation. And you mentioned it. She was working closely with Angela. And we have Tyler, who's on the cast, Big Brother Parallels, and she was close with Angela. And I don't know the timeline of Angela and Tyler's breakup, because apparently they broke up way before they posted it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But there was a chance of overlap and maybe potentially a friendship between the two of them. So I
remember seeing them maybe at like watch parties or something together. Okay. Like I definitely think that Angela and Tyler were together after the challenge, because they also did kind of like a tribute to Tyler on the challenge for like his birthday or something. So, and I think after filming, they were kind of like, they were friendly, and then I don't know, she moved to Bali.
So I'm interested to see what transpires with her gameplay with the last Challenge USA. I think I care more about that than her Big Brother connections.
Yeah.
Even though they overlap. Next, we have one legend.
Queen!
They're going to bring someone from another franchise that I can stick behind, even though I think it should be its own thing.
Yeah.
Miss Janae.
Yes.
Janae,
Obsessed.
first season was The Real World.
Yes,
Cancun.
Yes, so we know her from The Real World.
But let's be real, her first actual season was Endurance season 1, where she won when she was like 12 years old. If you've never seen Endurance, watch it.
What an icon.
Janae has TV experience, okay? And she's been here for a while. I think Janae's resurgence really happened on All Stars, because on the actual challenge show, like I remember her being partnered with Zach, and it wasn't great. The Zach parallels are insane. Okay, Amanda, hey. And now she's been like a phoenix. She's risen from the ashes. She's this like beast who's won. I think she has 2 titles.
Yeah. And she came in second on her first All-Star season.
Crazy.
On her first season. Exactly. Yeah. And it was an individual season. So like I think a guy won. Like she's up there.
Won, I think.
Yeah. Yes.
The first season, and then she came in second.
Yeah.
Yes. So now she's on the Challenge USA. How do we feel about this, and how do we think she'll be doing?
I feel like she's so consistent now. Yeah. She's like, you're right. She's definitely had a resurgence like recently, like, because she was like, I mean, she was doing okay like her first couple seasons of the challenge. Like she like made it decently far, but like, yeah, it was just would kind of stop. But like, I feel like now that she's just changed as a person. I feel like for the better. Like she's just so much stronger now, and she like can actually do these challenges so well. And I think she'll do great. Like I really think she has what it takes to like go further again. Like most people like her. She doesn't really have any beef with anybody. Like I think she's pretty set.
Yeah, I think she's a total badass. I think she has just become so focused now. I think back in the day when she was on the regular challenge before All Stars, you know, she had the Zach thing, and he obviously is a total ass. So that like didn't help her situation there. I think she was on Rivals as well, maybe. I don't remember.
Yes,
with Jasmine.
With Jasmine, and now they're friends. Yeah.
Yes.
So I think like, you know, some of that had to do with partners. I think she was also young back then, so maybe she wasn't taking it as seriously. But now she's like super focused. She kicks ass on All Stars. My only concern for her is that she's a threat, and that maybe she doesn't have a lot of personal connections with the challenge people that are on the show to keep her safe. So I just worry that she's not like super well insulated like some of the other people on the show. But I truly love her, and I'm rooting for her for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, I think she's a beast, and I'm excited to see her. She's one of the only people from the challenge that I associate with the challenge.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see. So
yeah,
same. A queen.
We're rooting for you. This is a non-Janae hate space. So
yes,
we don't allow this here. Next, we have someone who's controversial. For what?
To say the least.
We have Josh Martinez. Cue the circus music. Honestly, wow, where do I begin? So he's from Big Brother, and he won BB19, another controversial season.
So crazy.
It's
so
giving
crazy.
Controversy down boots. Like, okay, Josh. And then he came on the challenge. He's played a few seasons now.
Yep.
Some people associate him more with the challenge than Big Brother. I will stick to my roots. I think he's just Big Brother down boots. He plays Big Brother in the challenge house. And he's never won, but sure, he has made his mark on the challenge, whether you like him or not. Katie, you're an avid challenge watcher. How do we feel about Josh?
Okay, I have an unpopular opinion.
Go ahead.
If I'm going to see a Big Brother man on this show, give me Josh all day if I can never see Fessy again in my life on the challenge.
Fair.
Josh is drama. He's messy. He's like just chaos. He gives us something to talk about. He's good TV. Do I root for him? Absolutely not. But does he make me laugh on the show? Absolutely. And that's all I care about. I want to be entertained. Fessy is bleh, and Josh is just like everything that we need from Big Brother on the challenge. Again, do I root for him? No. But Natalie says in the chat, and I was going to bring this up too, is that he has been working out like a total beast, and I'm looking forward to see how he performs, because yes, I weirdly follow him too on Instagram, and like he's ripped now, and he's really been putting in the work. So let's see how he does on the challenge now this season. And he has more Big Brother people to play with, so he might have you know, he's in the Big Brother Alliance on the challenge. There is a Big Brother Alliance. It's him, Fessy, Casey. For some reason, they don't include Amber in it. It's weirdo energy, the way that they treat Amber. But let's see how they do with some more Big Brother and some like new Big Brother people. Are they going to look to Josh and Fessy as like the challenge, the leaders of the challenge alliance, like the Big Brother Alliance and the challenge? I don't know. But I hope he's messy. I want to see him fight with Pauly. They left on bad terms. Like, let me see some drama with them. I'm ready.
What about you, Sabrina?
Yeah, I feel the same way about Josh, how I feel about Amanda. Like, don't love him, but I love the chaos. And so I totally agree with Katie. Like, he's definitely bringing what he needs to be bringing. And it's going to be, we can guarantee that there's going to be something happening. And that's what's fun about it for him. So yeah, it'll be good.
See tears. Give me tears, Josh. Give me more tears.
There's going to be tears episode 1 from him.
Yeah, like... I'm ready.
Is this a safe space? I'm sorry. I'm into the Josh train. I'm sorry. You know, at the end of the day, I have eyes, and they're pleasing to the eye. I just
Josie, I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad.
And no, like the working out, like, hey Josh, how are you? Just want to come on, let me know. Yeah, no. Besides that, I genuinely, when he won Big Brother, I think I was like one of the only people who was like, I like that he won.
Okay, but let's be real though. I was actually happy that he won compared to Paul. Sorry, like I was. Like
I want to win that season if it's not like, Josh. I actually didn't watch that season. It's one of the few I haven't seen. So, but we don't want Christmas as a Big Brother winner.
Oh my God! Imagine that, the multiverse with this Big Brother. Who knows? But yeah, like I like Josh. I like that he cries. I like that he gets messy. I enjoy it. Like that's why it's a controversy, because like I enjoy it.
I'm so glad that we are all on the same page here, because when Carrie and I talk about the challenge, she hates Josh, but I don't root for Josh, but I would much rather have Josh on my TV than like Tori, than Devin, than Fessy, than Casey. Like Josh just gives me something.
Like Casey gives furniture both on Big Brother and off.
Dude, why is that? It's so true though. Like, why?
Someone needs to do a documentary on how Casey, like investigative journalism on how Casey keeps getting cast on television. And her brother.
It's
like, what are we doing?
She won one time, and they were like, "Oh, we got to get a winner on the season. Got to get a winner on the season." It's like, why? There's other winners. There's other winners of other shows, aka The Amazing Race, because there's only 2 people on this effing cast.
Yeah, we don't need it.
But yeah, I'm excited to see Josh. I'm glad that he took a break from the challenge so he can come on the Challenge USA. That's what he implied, because he wrote on Twitter or Instagram or somewhere where I follow him. He was like, he implied that if you want to be on Challenge USA, you need to take a break from the challenge, like something along those lines. And then he shows up, and then Tori's on the cast.
Yeah,
like, what?
Bananas is on the cast. Like, what's happening?
Like, were they just saying that so that he doesn't, like, I don't get it. And so I'm glad that he's on this season. I feel like this is more his element, and it'll probably be more his speed, because he has these Big Brother players with Big Brother mentalities. They're more likely to work with him off the bat because he is Big Brother.
That's what he aligned with in the regular challenge anyways, like people who would see Big Brother. So yeah, like
there was such a negative connotation about like Big Brother players. Well, it's like, baby, now half the, like 1/3 of the cast is Big Brother. Like, you can't complain about the Big Brother and trying to get them out. And I'm curious if people like Johnny Bananas are going to go through Josh to connect with some of these Big Brother players, because they're here and they're present. And if people did their research, and I know they did because they like to pregame like no one's business, I'm sure they saw how Survivor did it last season. So I think Survivor players have a big target on their backs, and these challenge. But then again, the format with the teams, we don't know how it'll work out. But I'm excited to see Josh back on our screens. He's been working out, and I've seen it. Okay, and I'm excited.
Josie's staying updated.
Updated. What do you think I'm? No, I'm kidding. Moving on to another Big Brother player, an icon, a legend, Tiffany Mitchell. We saw her on season 23, but she also did the Challenge USA. We saw so behind the scenes, she was injured, and she did the elimination and she left. So a lot of people have been speculating that if she wasn't injured, maybe she would have been there longer. Yeah, who knows? But now this is
the elimination was the bicycle one, right? The like
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so now she's back. How do we feel about Tiffany Mitchell?
Love her.
Yeah, I always love to watch Tiffany.
Yeah,
I'll watch Tiffany in anything that she's on.
She definitely brings the strategic threat. Like, I feel like a lot of these cast members don't have that. Maybe Sans for Wes, like kind of the same level of like strategic. And I don't know. I want her to be here longer so we can actually see her like play that out. Like,
yeah, agreed.
What I'm most excited about, Tiffany, is during the airing, I will be having her notifications on, because last season, it's like I love Tiffany, okay? Like, I love Tiffany, but I wasn't following her on every single social media platform.
Yeah.
After the Challenge USA, you best believe I follow her on all platforms applicable, because it was like IG story, tweet, podcast. Like,
that's true.
Was,
she was very active.
She was giving tea everywhere.
Yeah.
And it got messy. And I was sad that the Challenge USA didn't have a reunion. Can we fix that, please?
That'd be great.
And thank you.
I know, we really do need a reunion. The regular Challenge gets one. Why doesn't Challenge USA?
And if Challenge USA last season had a reunion, the numbers would have been up. The drama would have been up. Like, it would have been crazy. It was such a missed opportunity, especially with like the Love Island people who are not really here this season.
What's that about too?
Like, we're just seeing.
Well, Love Island is not on CBS anymore. It's moved to Peacock.
Oh, so. That's right.
That's also probably part of the reason why they brought Challenge people in, because I'm assuming there's a lot of Big Brother people and Survivor people that said no, especially after some of the things that came out about last season and production, like Tyson definitely not coming back. Like, a lot of the players 100%. From last season are not coming back. So it's all mathing now for me.
No, that actually makes sense.
So yeah, I think Tiffany will bring the drama, and I'm here for it, whether it's during the season or off season while the show is airing. Regardless, have your notifications up, and I will be following. If there's messiness in the streets, I will be there to fill you guys in. So I'm excited about Tiffany Mitchell.
Yes, me too.
We can move on to the next person, which is Sebastian.
They really dug deep in the depths of Survivor to find this man.
There are so many Survivor players ever. The show's been on for like 2 decades and 3 years or something. I don't know. Like 2000, before I was even born. Like, Survivor's been there before I was even born.
Wait, really?
The fact? Yeah.
What year were you born?
Such an elder.
2001. So with that being said,
I'm such an elder.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm a baby. Anyways, but that being said, why him? I would have Poverty Shallow. Like, give me
I would
something.
For Poverty to play this.
Yes.
Give me anyone. I would take Boston Rob again. I would take literally anyone. Who is he? Like, what?
The way we had to literally Google him to figure out who this man was.
Excuse me?
Like, wait, whoa, what?
No.
Excuse me?
Dear God.
Wait, do we need to like live react to this trailer? Because of what?
Okay. I literally have not. I have not seen this trailer, so we should watch it at the end because I've not seen this.
Maybe we should.
I don't know if we're allowed to do it on YouTube.
Oh, maybe not.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's Patreon exclusive. Insert plug. But yeah, so Sebastian was on. Oh God, I can't even remember what season.
Survivor Ghost Island, which Dominic was on last season. But if you're gonna cast a player from Ghost Island, why are you not casting Wendell? Hello, but I think Wendell was injured. Actually, Wendell was injured, I believe.
Oh.
Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he had like an ACL or an MCL injury or something like that.
Wendell and Michelle
was like Wendell on the challenge.
Wendell and Michelle on the same season. When?
Oh.
Exes. Okay, here's my
it.
Okay. Weird tangent. But let me say something. Challenge producers, if you're listening, if you're watching, I need an Exes season and I need a rival season. And Exes season
is the best. Exes is the best.
You know how many people have hooked up in these universes? Big Brother, Survivor,
right.
Like,
okay, but you know what? I also want to
not gotten it yet.
I want another Bloodlines, like really bad.
Oh, that was a good one.
I want it so bad.
Because
I love that season.
Nani's cousin, was it Nicole? Her name?
Yeah,
she
Nicole.
was entertaining from what I remember.
She was entertaining.
So maybe Bloodlines. Anyways, besides the point. So Ghost Island. Don't remember him. Comments, thoughts?
Got none. We literally had to Google him before the show started, so I have no thoughts.
Next.
He could have been on Amazing Race. Like that's equal.
Yes. Every time I see him, I think he's an Amazing Race. Yeah. Okay.
It's so
well, good luck,
Making
Sebastian.
Out with Tori, that doesn't bode well.
No, it doesn't bode well. Ick.
Next.
Okay. Speaking of ick.
Yeah, me and Katie, we're here today.
God bless.
Fessy, Faisal, is that Faisal?
Fessel.
Wow. Goodness
I guess he's going by Fessel now. He said that last season. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fessel was on season 20, the same season as Tyler. And Fessy, what's his name again?
Fessel.
Sorry. Fessel has been on the challenge for a long time now. I think he's in like 5 seasons or something.
Something like that. 4 or 5, yeah.
We're tired. And now he's here.
We're exhausted.
Thoughts?
Why can't we escape this man? Please let us escape this man. The same way I feel about Tori is the way I feel about Fessel. Plus, his ego is so big and it's so unfounded. I will never forget when he stepped to CT and said I'll beat you, old man, or whatever, I'm better than you. And CT won the season and Fessel didn't even get to this. Well, that might've been the season that Casey injured herself, but he is a horrible partner to everybody that he's ever been partnered with. He is a total douchebag. His ego is huge. He's not funny. He's not attractive. He gives nothing. I don't know why we need to keep having him on the show. He's horrible. He is horrible. Also, I still don't forgive him for injuring Nelson. Remember that whole he called down Nelson? That was so fucked up.
Yep.
Yeah. Sabrina, I'll let you go before I have my comments on.
Oh no, I literally agree with everything she just said. I literally have nothing else to say.
Yeah, all he provides is hooking up with castmates off the show or during the show.
Yes.
And if I wanted to see that, I would be watching Love Island on a different network apparently. So I'm lukewarm. Fessel doesn't provide anything really in the show. He talks this big game and then he doesn't win and he doesn't do anything. Sorry for my French, but he bitches out during eating competitions. Come on, sir.
Come on, man.
I just apparently he has a girlfriend now.
Oh,
interesting.
Okay. Well, he's hooked up with 3 women that we know of on this show: Michelle, Tori, and Amanda. That we know of. So who knows? I don't know about the other Big Brother alumni if he's made his way there yet.
But I just find that really funny. I don't know.
Natalie in the chat, is his girlfriend from TV or is she a random person? If you know.
Please let us know. But
Instagram.
I was just very surprised that he was on the cast. Same thing with the rest of the challenge people. But I'm not actually excited for him. At least for Josh, I was I'm excited.
I'm not.
He'll probably be able to get further than we've seen him do before. Fessel, not so much. I mean, I think the issue is that he's also he doesn't own up to being a villain. That's
right.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's my problem.
Yes.
He doesn't own up being a villain. It's he's instead of being I hooked up with all these girls and I don't care, he'll be oh well, I'm just a ladies' man and I can't help it.
Right.
And tries to cut corners and move around pieces and try to justify his actions. Same thing with Nelson. The Nelson thing just completely turned me off from him.
Yes,
Nelson
you could do it to your friend.
He was horrible. And when he could have made it up to Nelson, they try to make it seem oh, they're all good now. He made it up to him. No, I think Fessy should have gone down there whenever Nelson was going to go down there and step up and I owe you. There was never an actual I owe you. He was we'll work together this time. No, until I get that redemption from Nelson, or like I see a 180 where he just like owns himself and owns who he is and owns how he plays and how he talks to people, I can't really respect him. And that's the problem.
Yeah.
It just clicked for me.
Also, he has such a big ego where he will get in CT's face, who's like his size, right? Josh is close to his size. There's a lot of dudes in the house that are around his height. I mean, he's a big dude. For you to stand there and then pull Nelson down into a hall brawl with you, who's supposed to be your friend. Nelson's like 5'8", and Fessy's like 6'4".
Yeah, it's
Such
ridiculous.
a cheap move to do to someone that's supposed to be your friend, especially when you talk so much about how amazing you are and what an amazing athlete you are and how you could beat anybody, and that CT's an old washed up man. Like, there's other people you could have gone against. If you're not confident, pick one of those people.
It's that easy.
Trash.
Yeah, it's just really interesting. Anyways, not excited, but hopefully if we could see a villain edit, I'd be kind of down. But for now, not so much.
Not so much.
Speaking of villain edit,
yeah,
2 times in a row.
Alyssa Snyder.
Girl, the next 3 are just sneaks in this cast. Let's be real.
LOL, and we'll talk about it. Wake it up.
Yeah.
Alyssa Snyder played the last season of Big Brother, which was 24. She was also a part of the problematic-ness, and she also had sex on a floaty.
With a white supremacist.
And they dated off the show.
She knew
now they're not together.
Until recently, right? Like, weren't they like dating for like a hot minute?
A couple of months ago. Yeah.
Oh god.
So, what are our thoughts?
Just horrible. Why? Why was this cast? Why is she on this cast?
I just hope she embarrasses herself like she did on Big Brother. At least it'll bring entertainment.
That's all you can hope for.
Yeah.
She's making it with Tyler Crispin.
Tyler needs to
in the trailer.
Really do some soul searching here.
Yeah. Same thing with her. I'm not rooting for her. I don't know if she and Taylor have made up. I don't think so.
I don't think so. I know when we spoke to Taylor, shameless plug for us and our exit interview with Taylor last season, Taylor was very, at the time, again, I don't want to speak for her or talk about how she feels today, but at the time, she was very hurt hearing some of the things that Alyssa said about her and did in the house, because Alyssa, to her face, pretended to be someone that she wasn't. So I don't know. I have never seen them interact with each other after that on social media or anything, where we have seen Taylor with some of the other Big Brother 24 cast. So I don't know where they are today, but I know at the time she was not feeling it with Alyssa.
Right.
I'm sure this season she'll probably get along with the other Alyssa, who will probably take her under her wing. And
well, they know each other.
Yeah, they knew each other before.
They knew each other.
Yes.
Oh.
Because they're both from the same place. They're both named Melissa. They both bikini stuff.
Okay, Janelle says they had a conversation and seem on okay terms. She's got the tea, y'all. Thank you, Janelle.
Thank you, Janelle. So I think that will be a link in. Obviously, she's making out with Tyler. So I think Alyssa's, who sometimes can do problematic behavior, thrive on the Challenge USA. So I wouldn't be surprised if she does as well. But I will not be rooting for her. And let's be honest, I would love to say and hear and be like, I'm unbiased journalism. You're not getting that.
No,
you're getting my thoughts. You're getting my real
maybe
feelings.
If we get paid, but probably not. Yeah, we don't get paid. we do this for fun. We do this for fun.
So yeah. Speaking of fun, with sarcasm, let's move on to Monty. I was actually, it's so funny to me because I haven't seen a picture of Monty, or anything similar to that vein since our interview with Monty, where a picture of us went viral, mini viral, because Monty was like explaining himself, and Isaiah, Katie, and I, the Bounce Checks crew.
That was so good. I could already picture that picture in my mind. It's so funny. Like
all of us were just kind of like, huh?
Yeah.
It's so funny. I hope to find that picture, and I might just randomly tweet it out for fun.
Do it.
But that was our interaction with Monty. No accountability whatsoever. Even though we tried to hold him accountable. And funny enough, like after we spoke off camera, he was like, "You guys aren't even the worst one," and it was just like,
I know.
I was like, "Oh,
damn!"
Well, listen, we met him on Tuesday. Isaiah spoke to him. I was behind the camera. It's in our video. Shameless plug. If you guys want to see some of these folks in, we were at the Big Brother premiere on Tuesday, and we did a little vlog. And Monty was so pleasant. He talked to Isaiah. He was super nice. He was nice to me. And then as soon as we stopped filming, Isaiah and I were like, thank God he did not remember who we were, because that picture, he clearly had no idea. He did not remember us at all. I don't know that we said silent podcasts to him. We might have, but he did not remember us at all. And he was very nice, I will say. But like, I'm not rooting for him. But it was just funny. No. We were both like, oh my God, thank God he didn't remember who we were.
That's hilarious. Oh my God.
Again, like, it was Taylor's experience, and I'm pretty sure I've seen them interact or something along the lines, or something, whatever.
There's a picture of them together. They were both at the event. Like, I think they're probably fine. Okay. You know, they're probably on decent terms, I would imagine.
I'm sure they're fine. He's not the first person I'll be rooting for. Maybe not his bio's about Taylor.
Does he have a bio?
I'm sick.
Oh no, I don't.
Maybe on the Vanity Fair one.
Oh, maybe.
Golly gee, what a mess. So
Janelle, I know Janelle said they snipped and clipped that mess. Yes, of course. All those people posting that picture are really looking for engagement.
So yeah, but Monty played on season 24 just like Alyssa. They actually, the two of them made it pretty far together. So I feel like regardless, the Big Brother experience bonds you for life, whether you like it or not. And a lot of these people were on that season, so they're bonded. And I think Monty is physical. He was winning a lot of the competitions alongside. Well, there was Michael, who was like insane in the comps.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. Once Michael was gone, it was like, okay. And Monty thrived in that space, him and Turner.
Yeah.
And so there is physical aspects, but like there's so much physicality that Big Brother can be, you know, like that's not the show for that. It's very much, it's almost become kind of like caricature of like competitions. And so it's like, we haven't really seen him do the challenge-esque exercises or stuff like that, but he was or is currently a personal trainer. And so he's
I remember he hurt Alyssa's back when he was teaching her to work out last season, and I was like, that's not a good look for a personal trainer.
Yeah, so he definitely is physically fit. He is also, he was really good strategically in the house. I'll give credit where credit is due. Anyways, whether I like him or not. And so he has the strategy aspect to his game, and he was runner up. But again, like he thought he could beat Taylor in the final two, and he was very humbled. So
quite humbled. Let's hope he takes some of that humble mentality. If it hit home, which based on the after press and everything, it didn't. Yeah. But let's hope that maybe since then he's learned a little bit and he'll bring some humble pie into the challenge this season. But I'm not counting on anything.
Yeah.
Same. I hope growth. Here's the thing. Aside from them, like the experience is the experience, and these are people, but like we kind of watch them as characters, whether you're watching Big Brother, Survivor, Amazing Race, whatever. These are real people. I'm speaking on not a person. Well, I'm feeling my personal feelings on characters, not the personal people that they're actual beings. That being said, I hope he's grown. I hope that everyone that we've talked about who's had controversies or issues, I hope literally like as a human to human that they've grown. But I'm gonna call it as I seen it, and Monty was like pretty much a mess after season 24. So I'm interested to see how a lot of these people who were messy and in a somewhat controversial season of Big Brother, how much they've grown on the challenge. The challenge is obviously heavily edited, but Taylor seems good with them, so I'm sure there's been somewhat growth, or she's just a very forgiving person. We'll see.
Yep.
Next we have an undeserving winner.
Period.
Survivor.
Period. The man who robbed Devon's.
Yeah. he played Survivor twice, I think. Yeah. So he played the
Once,
season
I
he
think.
won, and then did he not play Winners at War?
No, because I think Winners at War was filming.
Oh no, that was Ben. That was Ben.
Yeah, that was Ben.
Yeah.
They're in the same category, undeserving winners. So I kind of mixed the two up.
Period.
How do you guys feel about Chris?
Okay, so I watched Chris's season of Survivor on a binge. I didn't watch it live. So I think I have a different experience because I didn't sit through weeks of watching the show just to see him. I'm going to spoil this season. Come back at the very end in like the last episode and then win. He was out in like the third episode and then he came back and won. I'm not as mad at this season on a binge. It's actually a really good binge season to watch. I think it probably is a much better experience if you didn't watch it live. That being said,
Probably. Because watching it live was
said, yeah, I'm sure to invest that much time into characters and then just have it like totally undermined.
So
I get it. That being said, the man came back and did every single thing he had to do in order to win in that position. And those are the rules of the game. And he won the jury vote. So, like, I can't be that mad at Chris Underwood for winning a game. He won within the rules of the show. Yes, exactly. As Janelle said, Janelle and I are on the same page tonight. Can't be mad at him as much as it sucks. He didn't pick the theme. And he did everything he needed to do, which unfortunately Natalie didn't do. When she came back in Winners at War, she didn't go to fire. And he did. He went balls to the wall and he won. It is so dumb. That's just how Survivor's kind of a gimmicky show now at this point. And I think he is not the worst winner of Survivor. In my opinion.
I would agree with that.
He's been like away for a while. We haven't seen him. So like, I'm interested to see how he does in the challenge. He's fit. He has a weird line of socks that like is just a bunch of dick jokes. Have you guys seen his sock commercial?
What?
Okay. I'll put it in the
Maybe
YouTube
we should be
link.
reacting to all of these.
Right.
Reacting to all of these.
I'm
and
going to
put them on
Google
the
Chris
Patreon.
Underwood.
That's so
Yeah,
funny.
we probably should.
Sabrina, how do you feel about Chris Underwood?
Yeah, I watched that season live and I was so pissed. But like, I don't know. Like, he wasn't like a bad person. Like, he wasn't like.
Yeah.
I can't. It's hard to hate him just for that. So I don't know what he's gonna do because he hasn't. Yeah, like he hasn't been around. He hasn't played in the other games. Like he's just out of nowhere coming back to do the Challenge USA. So I don't know. I'm kind of excited to see what he does end up doing, considering that he didn't really play that much on Survivor. So, we'll see if there's anything different from his previous endeavors. I'm kind of medium on him.
Yeah, Chris is Chris. I mean, he left.
Yeah,
and he came back, and
he's Chris.
Every season or every house, or depending on what show you're talking about, has its own set of rules, its own ecosystem, and in the ecosystem in which he played, that was a valuable and worthy game. Do I agree necessarily? No. Am I mad? No, because there are actual Survivor players that I do not like who have won. So, like, good luck to him. We don't really have much to go off of because, again, he was like third boo. And so I'm interested to see how he plays in a game where there are no backsies, like take backsies, like none of that.
Unless there's a redemption house.
Unless there's a redemption
You never
house.
know what the challenge pulls out.
You never know.
Or they change the rules midway and they're like, fake.
Yeah, I mean, literally last season of the challenge, people came back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So who knows? But I'm interested to actually see him play a strategic game in the elements of like the physicality, which like is to his benefit.
Yeah.
So next we have Corey. Corey was on. Was it the
Real
World?
World?
Real World. He was on Real World Explosion with Ashley.
Oh yes,
honestly, the messiest season.
So messy. Oh my god!
If you can watch it, watch it. It was a good
or
season.
Skeletons.
So
I like
good.
Skeletons.
Skeletons
too.
was good too. The birth of Tony.
Yep.
Yes. And so Corey has gone from the Real World and then played the weird challenge season that started off like on Survivor in the middle of like a beach.
Oh my god!
with, like,
Yeah,
nothing.
that was something of the champions.
In like
Thailand
or something.
In Thailand,
like,
right?
They were like in the middle of nowhere, and they were, like,
they
in
had
the
to sleep
beach, and, like,
outside.
Yes.
And then they got Burger King for some reason that sticks out to me. They ate Burger King outside, and then they came inside, and he was hooking up with Kayla, and she peed in his bed.
Yes.
So that's our Corey for you. Corey has
That's
played
it.
multiple times, but has never won. Do we think
Never
this
won.
is a season where Corey finally wins?
He's
No.
kind of like Nani. Like he's just like he's there forever, never gonna win. Like I don't think he's ever gonna win.
No, I don't think he ever has a chance to win ever. He should just retire. He's on Teen Mom. Natalie in the chat says he's on Teen Mom. Like, take the
Yes.
check from Teen Mom. Or is he not? Didn't Taylor get removed from Teen Mom because she had
She
racist
got
tweets?
removed, but I think she came
Oh.
back. Actually.
Oh, but
I think they
Cheyenne is
brought
on
her
Teen
back.
Mom.
Cheyenne
And
is.
Oh yes,
And his-
and he has
yes.
a,
Yes,
he has
yes.
a-
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, listen, he has a family. He talks about his kids a lot, but he has 3 kids now. His youngest daughter, I think, had some health issues, and I think she's doing better now, which I'm really happy to hear
good.
for him. I'm like rooting for his family. I just don't always root for him on the show, but
Yeah.
I actually don't dislike Corey as a character. He's just usually not someone I root for. I find him like a little annoying, but no, I don't think he has a shot to win. At all. He's like made of glass, I feel like. He's like has
Honestly.
knee problems. I just like I don't see it in his future.
No.
Plus he's been
I
off for a
actually-
while. He's been off for a number
It's
of
been
seasons.
a minute. Yeah.
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 Rumor was because he refused to get vaccinated, and now I guess they lifted the vaccine requirement, so now he's allowed on the show. Yeah.
That was a that was a
Mhm.
rumor. I remember.
That's not a good look.
I'm actually excited to see him. I think him and Nelson are kind of in the same boat. I just like Nelson more personally.
Yes, me
But they're
too.
kind of in the same boat
I
where I
agree.
kind of like they align together and I root for them. I like how he clocked Fessy's tea. I hope this
Mhm.
season he's on the anti
I
Fessel
hope so
train.
too.
Like I hope he's like or karma for Nelson. Even though
If he's on the
they're
anti-Fessy train, I will root for Corey.
Yeah.
I just don't see
I'm-
it happening.
I mean, probably not because of the circumstances and like half of the cast is like new. I don't know,
Yeah.
but I usually have a good time with Corey. Corey is sometimes messy, which I enjoy. I've seen him. I mean, maybe that's when he was single, but I feel like he's still messy.
Yeah, he's
with
messy.
Taylor. Yeah,
He's
so
messy.
I'm team messy all day, and I'm excited to see how he interacts with the challenge players, but also with the non-challenge players.
Did he get into a fight with Tony about pasta?
Was that him?
That sounds very familiar.
Wasn't they were coming back on
Oh.
a bus and like something happened to Tony's pasta? Or was it Corey's pasta and Tony did something to Corey's pasta? I don't remember, but there was definitely a fight about pasta.
It's like somebody ate the pasta or
Yeah,
something.
somebody ate the pasta or like dropped the
It's
pasta.
very probable.
Yeah.
Well, there was another recent season of the challenge. Corey and Tori were like instigating a fight between Josh and someone else. I can't remember
Yes.
who it was.
Yes. I don't remember either,
Like
but
Corey
that
is
sounds
messy,
familiar.
Yeah, Corey's
but
messy.
he's likable to me. Like
Yeah.
he's messy, but
I
he's
do like
likable.
him.
But Tori is messy at times, and I don't like her.
No,
so
I don't like her either.
here we are.
Yeah.
Last but not least, we have Desi from Survivor. What are our thoughts?
Robbed Goddess
her.
from last season.
Love her.
Absolutely.
She was on season 1 of Challenge USA and she made it to the final. And unfortunately, she was paired with Enzo for the first leg. And Enzo
Ugh.
had a panic attack in the water
Horrible.
and quit. And they removed her as well.
So
Even
ridiculous.
though there were multiple people later down the line that did quit or were allowed to run legs by themselves, the whole final last season made no sense. So I'm just
None.
rooting for her redemption on this season. She deserves
Amen.
so much better than Enzo.
Correct.
I think she has what it takes to make it to the end again. And I think she's a fun player. She's a beast. And
Yes.
Hell
she's
yeah.
social. I
She's
think
also
this is her
stunning.
redemption arc.
Gorgeous.
Stunning. And she's
Beautiful.
athletic. Like,
And she's
I'm
a
rooting
physical
for her.
therapist like me.
Oh, I love that.
I love that. So I'm excited to bring her back, and hopefully she can win. She deserves the check, and hopefully it's individual at the end of the final where she's
Yes,
not to
please.
rely on other people.
I'm so tired
Mhm.
of teams in the finals. I hate that shit.
Yeah,
I'm like, disband the teams. Or
I
something.
agree.
I don't
I
know.
agree.
So that's the cast
That's
breakdown.
our cast.
Woohoo!
I want to ask you like these rapid fire questions. But who are you hoping to see make it far?
Oh man,
Good question.
I already feel like I'm forgetting who's in this cast.
LOL.
I don't know. I'm like looking and I'm like, I don't know. Well, from a female, like from a female challenger perspective, Tiffany for sure, Johnny for sure, Desi for sure.
Oh, Johnny for sure.
Yeah, Michaela for sure. From the men, maybe Wes. Wes is the only one.
I'd be cool with Wes getting for
You know what? Let's give it to our guy Josh Martinez. I'm ready for Josh. Take home the win, Josh Martinez. You got this.
Sorry,
two-time
Carrie,
champion, big brother. I know Carrie's so mad,
Carrie's
screaming at her screen.
For real.
Let's go, Josh.
Love it.
Let's go, Josh. I love that. What do you think will be like an overarching theme or something we'll see this season? What are your hypotheses?
Yeah, so we're seeing this team situation apparently. So I don't know if it's just gonna be random or if it's gonna be. It can't be based off the shows, obviously, because there's only 2 Amazing Race people. I don't know what they're gonna do.
I love a team challenge where they actually have to compete as a big team.
Yes.
I don't feel like we see that as much anymore in the challenge.
No.
It's always pairs. And
Yes.
I love a huge team competing as a team. Like, give it to me all the time. I want 2 teams. I don't want 3 small-ish teams. I want 2 big teams. I want to see teams throwing challenges in order to get other people out. Like, give me old school challenge messiness where people are throwing it so they can vote someone into elimination. Give me that person coming back. Like, I want it all. So I hope we get some of that this season. I don't think we will. I don't think we have enough messy challenge people on here. Although we have Amanda, we have Wes, we have Bananas, and they have definitely all done that in the past. So maybe.
Yeah. There are just also messy people in general on the cast who haven't necessarily played. And I could see throwing it. Survivor, some people will throw a challenge to vote a tribe member out. Yeah. So it's not
Tyson did it Tyson was the first one to strike against his own team last season, which I feel like we're really going to feel the lack of Tyson on this season.
Yeah.
Tyson was a menace, and
he was a menace in the best way. He makes great TV.
How do you think anyone, like, I'm curious about the format in the sense where, like, yeah, we'll have teams, but like, what happened? So is the last place team all in trouble and then the other teams vote, or do they offer one person on their team? Like, I'm curious, what are your hypotheses on the actual format of it, or what would you like to see with the teams format?
I think it'd be fun if it is 2 separate teams, if whatever team loses, I think it'd be fun if the other team got to vote in somebody from that team to be like in the bottom, and then the losing team votes the other person. So like each side has like their own like vote into who goes in.
Okay.
And I would love to see the losing team have to vote one of their own in. That's just like, I love that, and it causes so much inter-team drama. So I'm in on that.
Yeah.
Okay, my last question for you guys: if you have to draft one person off this cast to be your winner, even though it's a team format, who's your draft pick?
Fessel. Drop or draft?
Okay. Draft.
Oh,
no, I think you drop. I'm gonna down for the drop.
I thought you said drop one.
Wait, Sam, I actually answered drop as well because that was kind of funny and that kind of gagged me a little.
That's hilarious.
Fessel, I want out.
Okay, what about you, Sam? Who would be your drop and who would be your draft?
Drop? Maybe Sebastian, because I don't know what he's even doing on this cast, to be completely honest.
Mm-hmm.
I would say him, and then to draft, probably Wes.
Okay.
Yeah, who am I gonna draft? Give me Chanel Howell. I'm drafting Chanel Howell.
Okay.
Work.
What about you, Josie?
Yeah.
I would drop Tori Deal. Enough. Get her off.
Yeah.
And I would.
Yeah.
And I would. I feel like we should make that a soundbite. Remind me.
Yes,
it's
we
so
should
good.
do that.
I have it saved on my phone. It's the best.
It's perfect. And then I would draft Desi. I want her redemption.
Yes.
I want her to be redemption.
Yeah.
Or at least have a fair shot in the final.
Love it.
But that's it, everyone. Thank you guys so much for being here with me. Thank you to the YouTube, Twitch chat, who's been geeking with us the entire time. We will be putting this on audio, so the audio listeners as well. Thank you so much. Silent Podcast, you guys. We are a big network, we're a big platform, and we have so many other channels, platforms that you can access us on. I'm trying to find the banner. Yeah. Maybe Katie, you can pull it up on. It's not in my repertoire. But you guys should follow us on our social media platforms, on Twitter, on Instagram. We also have our Twitch, our TikTok, our YouTube, obviously on our platforms. If you listen to our platforms, give us 5 stars. Nothing less than fives. If you need if you can't rate us a 5-star episode, then wait until the next episode to find the 5-star episode that you like. But like, comment, subscribe on YouTube if you're listening to us later. And thank you so much for tuning in. With that, we'll start doing our goodbyes. Thank you so much, Katie, for being here. I'm excited to podcast with you for the rest of the season. What's up with you?
Yeah. Oh my God. Thank you so much, Josie. This was so fun. This actually got me hyped for the season. I wasn't really like super in yet. And this cast review got me excited to watch. So yeah, you can find me here on a weekly basis with Josie talking all things Challenge USA on TJ Hates Quitters with our new facelift. Bless you, Carrie. And not to imply that Carrie needed a facelift, but you know what I mean. You can also find Carrie and I also still podcast together on Pod What Happens Live, where we talk all things Bravo. We used to be branded as the Cool Water Show. We switched over. Now we cover all things Bravo, not only Housewives. We're on a little break. Carrie's on vacation, but we'll be back next week to talk all things new Roni, all the Vanderpump Rules stuff, all the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills stuff going on behind the scenes. So we're excited. There's plenty to talk about. And you can find me talking all things Big Brother 25, which has been keeping me up all night and glued to the feeds all day. They are gaming. Josie and I literally just before this did a quick feeds review over the last week. Like 6 days of feeds, 4 days of feeds that we've had, and there was plenty to talk about. And we will be back every Friday with Isaiah talking the season with our regular Bounce Checks crew. We'll have guests. It's gonna be a really fun season. We're in it for it. 100 days. We have 100 days to go. And you can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/RealSimKatie with an underscore at the end. And you can follow me on Twitter at RealSimKatie.
Yes. We also have Dr. Saps, who came and visited us today. Thank you so much for coming on as our guest. Please feel free to come on whenever. But give us all the details on where to find you.
Yes. Yeah, thanks for having me. This has been like really fun. Like it's actually been a minute since I've done any kind of podcast. So like it just feels good to be back. Like I'm really happy with this. And I'm also like now excited to watch this season. So like I can't wait. But for me, so I think I'm going to be taking over the Amazing Race podcast in the fall. Shout out to Sasha. So I'll be doing that come September. So I'm really excited for that because like Amazing Race was like my first reality TV love. So I can't wait to talk about it on a weekly basis. And then you can find me at Sabrizi2492 everywhere. Yeah, and I'm just here for it. My Twitter is private, but it's fine. You can still follow me and I'll still accept you. We'll be friends. It's fine. But yeah, I've had a lot of fun and I'm glad I'm here and part of this community. It's been great. And also the Discord's been really fun too. Like I'm glad that we have that now.
Yes, great call. We have a Discord that's open to everybody. We have some Patreon specific channels in the Discord, but the Discord is public. So the link is in the YouTube notes. We'll put it in the show notes too when we upload the audio. And we also launched a Patreon. So that's patreon.com/silentpodcast if you want to support us.
Yay.
Yes. I was going to say, are you also accepting the Amira stance officially now that you said you were going to accept everyone?
No.
Well, sorry. I guess they're going to change their profile pictures now.
Yeah, take the profile pic off Amira before you request Sabrina.
Oh my God.
Yeah, or else you're not getting in. Denied. Well, with that, I've been your host, Josiane. You guys can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, all the social media platforms ever with the username JosianeXNM, JOSIANEXNM. I have been having a blast recently covering Big Brother. I've been stuck to the feeds with Katie, and I've been tweeting up a storm. I think my tweets are a little funny.
Oh my God, Josie, you are killing it on the Big Brother tweets, I have to say.
So why not give me a cute little follow?
Yes, give Josie a follow.
Giving this energy during the challenge, you would say. And I do it for Survivor as well. So I'm just saying, all things reality TV, I'm up. I've on here, obviously, talking with Katie on TJ Hates Quitters. And we're going to be talking about the Challenge USA. We're going to have some guests on it. It's going to be fun. Hopefully, maybe potentially have people who are in the season on. Who knows? you never know what you'll get with the Silent Podcast.
You never
group.
know.
So
True that.
keep an eye out. Aside from that, we're doing the Vouch Checks. Katie talked about it. We do feed bites. We also do our weekly recaps. And we just got announced that we're doing Exit Press. Crazy.
Surprise.
So y'all will be seeing exit interviews with some of the house guests if that's what you're into. And who knows, it might be your pipeline to the challenge. So
you never know.
we get into it. And I also have a YouTube channel. So if you look up my username and my name, you should be able to see it. I talk about reality TV. I'm covering reality TV show hosts. The first video I'm posting on this reality kick is Deep Fake Love for my Netflix reality TV watchers. So stay tuned and look out for that. But that's been me. That's been us. And thank you guys so much for watching TJ Hates Cutters. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.